Welcome to the video. Hi, my name is Autumn. I'm a reader and a writer, and today we are going to be talking about my 2026 Priority TBR. I have 12 books here, and I have 5 series that we are going to be talking about. A few honorable mentions will be mentioned there at the end. My overall goal for this year is going to be 50 books. I set that goal last year. I ended up reading 53 books. It went really well. I felt like I enjoyed the books that I read, and in fact, I didn't DNF a single book last year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the 12. Now, the first one up is going to be The Sirens by Amelia Hart. Haven't read any books by this author. This one came out last year. The little tagline at the top says, "They tried to drown their voices, but the sisterhood of the sea cannot be silenced." Very excited for it. The next one up, which has been on my TBR for a while, but it was actually gifted to me this past year, and it is The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong. I own the Theonite book 1, but I haven't read that book because I wanted to read this first, but I've heard nothing but great things about this book. It says, Poppy War's darkness meets the last airbender's elemental magic. Better to die sharp in war than rust through a time of peace. Love it. Super excited. My fiance got this book for me. Cannot wait to try and get to it in 2026. The next one up, which was also a gift, but it was a 2024 Christmas present, is Grady Hendrix' How to Sell a Haunted House. The first half of this says, when Louise finds out that her parents have died, she dreads going home. She doesn't want to leave her daughter with her ex and fly to Charleston. She doesn't want to deal with her family home stuffed to the rafters with the remnants of her father's academic career and her mother's lifelong obsession with puppets and dolls. She doesn't want to learn how to live without the two people who knew and loved her best in the world. Really excited for this. I can't freaking wait. The next one up is going to be Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. This one was also a gift from my friend a couple of years ago, and it says, a cynical 20-something must confront her unconventional family's dark secrets. Pretty excited about it. I also love the way that this looks. This looks amazing. The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. It looked really freaking cute. It's a translated book from Japanese, and it says it's a celebration of books, cats, and the people who love them. This next one up is not a gift. I bought it for myself on the recommendation of one of my friends. The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. And it says, rage is best served raw. Crying in H Mark meets My Sister the Serial Killer in this feminist psychological horror about making a serial killer from a Korean American perspective. Say freaking less. So I haven't read Crying in H Mark, but I have read My Sister the Serial Killer, and I really enjoyed it. I read it this past year. I think that this one would be fantastic. This next one up was also a gift, but it is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This just came out a few months ago. I believe it's like a sapphic vampire story. This is a story about hunger. This is a story about love. This is a story about rage. This is a story about life, how it ends and how it starts. I love V.E. Schwab. I cannot express how much I love this author. I don't exactly remember if this one that I'm about to talk about is a gift. The person that I talked to said that it was a gift, but then I saw that I bought this book for me at the end of last year. So I don't know if it was a gift or not. According to the receipts, it says it's not, but me and this other person could have swore that they got it for me. But nonetheless, it is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I know a few people who have read this book and say that they think that I will enjoy it. So I am going to give it a crack. It is full of tension, urgency, atmosphere, and feeling. This is Riley Sager at his very best. And that was by Lee Child, who is also a #1 New York Times bestselling author. I'm here for it. Let's do it. Bright Young Women by Jessica Null. This came out a few years ago, and I've been wanting to read it ever since it came out. It essentially follows the victims of Ted Bundy, although he's never mentioned in this. It's each of the victims' story, I believe, leading up to their deaths. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on that. I am very excited, and I love the fact that he's not technically mentioned in this, which is how it should be. It should be more about the victims, not necessarily the person who did the awful, horrible things. We need to get this done. We need to read this in 2026. The next one up, which I have already started reading, which before you come at me with pitchforks, it's already January. It's January 5th. So I am well within my rights to be reading this book, Never Let Me Go by Kazu Ishiguro. As children, Kathy, Ruth, and Tommy were students students at Hailsham, an exclusive boarding school secluded in the English countryside. It was a place of cliques and mysterious rules, and teachers were constantly reminding their charges of how special they were. I like it so far. I'm about 50 pages in. Pretty damn good. This is probably going to be the first book that I've read cover to cover in 2026. Sally Rooney's Intermezzo. I've never read a Sally Rooney, but I've really wanted to, and it says that it is a moving story about grief, love, and family. I remember when I read the synopsis, it sounded really freaking good, and even my fiance said that it sounded pretty good, so I got it, and I've got to read it. And this last one up was also a gift. It was a birthday present this past year. I've been really wanting it. I've been really wanting to read it ever since it came out. And it is The God in the Woods by Liz Moore. It sounds so freaking good. When a teenager vanishes from her... Wow. I wish you could see the font on this because it looks a little crazy, but it says when a teenager vanishes from summer camp, two worlds collide. Before I start talking about the 5 series that I want to finish in 2026, I have a few honorable mentions for 2026. I didn't grab the books. I own all of these books, but I didn't take them off the shelves. First honorable mention is going to be Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman, Melt With You by Jennifer Dogan, The Last Animal by Ramona Ozabel. The 3 books that I had on last year's list that I did not get to last year and I threw them over here is going to be Babel by R.F. Kuang, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and Fractal Noise by Christopher Polani. I said the wrong thing last time and now I can't remember which one's correct. Now that we have gone through all of the 12 books that I want to read this upcoming year, here they are, still more. Let's go ahead and start talking about the series I want to complete. So the first series up, I finished the original series, I have finished the other spinoff, and now it's time for me to finish the final stretch of the series. It's going to be King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo and Rule of Wolves. The next series up, I've read book 1 and I just now acquired book 2 and 3. It was kind of the holdup last year. I wanted to own the books before I dove into reading them. Beasts of Ruin by Anya Gray and Beasts of War. I am so incredibly freaking excited for these 2 books. I absolutely loved book 1. It was probably one of my favorite books of 2024. The next series I want to talk to you guys about, I've read book 1, which I have in my hand, which I don't need because I've already read it, but I haven't read the second book, which is Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I read book 1 in 2024. This series, along with the one that I previously mentioned, were on my 5 series to complete in 2025 and I did not finish them. It might seem a little scammy to put them back on this list considering I didn't finish all of the standalones that I had and I didn't roll them over, but it's fine. I can make the rules. I do what I want. I really don't want to start any other series because all of these series I'm still in the middle of. I don't want to like start other series until I finish these ones. And that's pretty much my main goal for 2026 is to finish the series that I've started. These are pretty much all the series that I've started that I would like to finish before we dive into worrying about other series. The last series that I want to talk to you guys about is Shocker, one from 2025, Darker Shade of Magic, and the other 2 books, which is A Conjuring of Light and A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. If I read all 3 of these and the other one, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, this is going to be a V.E. Schwab kind of year. 2025, I read 4 books by Brandon Sanderson, so it was like my year of Sanderson. Is this going to be my year of Schwab? I have read book 1. I read it, I think, when it first came out a few years ago, but it's been so long that I know I need to do a reread in order to enjoy the entire series. So I'm going to do that. So the honorable mentions that I have for the series that I want to read in 2026, these are literally just going to be if I am able to get through all of these books, which, like, let's face it, guys. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 chunky books. And that's not including a few of the chunky standalones that I also have on here. So if I happen to get through all of those, I do have a few honorable mentions, but I really, in full transparency, don't think I'm going to be getting to them. I didn't even bring these books out here just because I didn't think so, but I just want to mention them. So the first series is, I don't exactly know what the series is called, but it's by Kate Dramis, and it's all 3 of her books in her trilogy, The Curse of Saints, The Curse of Sins, and The Curse of Gods. I own the first 2 books, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just buy book 3. I don't normally buy the whole series before finishing but I have a feeling I'm going to really like those books. All the Stars and Teeth and All the Tides of Fate by Adeline Grace. I own the first book, but I don't own the second book. The last series on this list, which I really want to get to, this might be the only series that I like cheat. You know, where I said I didn't want to start any new series until I finish these ones. This might be the series I cheat on, unless we pick something else for book club, then I might cheat with something else. It is the Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee. The first one is Jade City, second one is Jade War, and then we have Jade Legacy. I've been wanting to read these books for years now, and I have just never busted open the series and taken the chance on it. I want 2026 to be the year that I do end up reading the series. So those are all the books that I have on my priority TBR for 2026. Let me know if you have any of these same books on your TBR, or if I put any new ones on your radar, or what is one book that you want to read for this new year. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.